Greetings, boyos. We're squatting heavy today, hopefully. If you're seeing this, I probably successfully squatted heavy. So, got up, took Oat out, did some laundry, some like standard house care shit, watered the plants. Now we're cooking the food for the day. Truly just living like a caveman nowadays. I just put a bunch of shit into a big pot. I believe there are 7 eggs in there. A little bit more than 1.5 pounds of ground beef. What else is in there? 2 sheets of seaweed, some salt, chicken stock, 20 baby carrots, and some green onion. And then sometimes I throw some fish or some chicken in there for extra protein. It's just a fucking everything stew. Truly living like the cavemen, because there's some evidence that we've actually been cooking our food for a bit longer than we historically thought. We just throw everything in a pot. So I'm trying to become a modern day caveman, so you gotta eat like the caveman. Once this is done, I'm gonna portion that out into a couple of Tupperwares for the day, eat that, and then I think it's gonna take me a sec to warm up today. My hips have been feeling a little junky from the high squat volume. Just gotta figure out what I gotta do to keep on top of that, because aside from that, the body is holding up and responding really well to squatting every training day. So just got to make sure I do a little bit of extra work to make sure I figure out what the issue is there. So I'm going to walk on the treadmill to get warmed up. Nothing crazy, probably just about 10 minutes walking as far as I can. And then I'm going to head out into the garage and we're going to start squatting. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I forgot to mention. So yeah, I've got my muscle stew over there. I put that over rice. I think total today I've got 400 grams uncooked rice, so I'm gonna portion that between 4 Tupperwares. So I've got 4 of my meals, and then I have a shake, and then usually I will just eat some eggs on toast in the evening. Yeah, and then gonna have a little fruit smoothie with that. The morning one I like to have, it's orange juice, Greek yogurt, and then Winco sells bags of frozen mangoes that are dirt cheap. So I just throw some of those in there, make kind of like an orange mango smoothie. And then later in the day, I make one with like cranberry juice and like blackberries. Just another way to sneak in some extra carbs and some protein, hit some micros. So that's all good. I'm glad you guys liked the just do this exercise series. I remember thinking about it the other day, like just like what was it that I wished people made videos on, or when people did make videos I really liked it, and that's what came to mind. So I'm glad to hear I wasn't too far off base. I've got a lot of those that I could just make a quick video saying here's an exercise I think should probably be in your program and here's why. Whoever would have guessed it, stew straight off the stove, very hot. So while that cools down, yeah, so today the plan, going out into the gym, let's see. So we got a heavy squat, hopefully, with no pause. I would like 725, but if my hips feel junky, maybe I'll do less. We'll see. I think I talked about it on the little cardio live stream I did yesterday, which didn't post for some reason. Don't know what I did wrong there. Definitely my fault. But yeah, I would like to cash in on like a decently heavy SSB PR without the pause, because the 700 with a pause definitely puts me at all-time best strength. So I'd feel like a fool not to kind of cash in on what I am roughly peaked for. Just got to stick with it a little longer, keep the body in one piece, be patient when I need to be patient, push when I need to push, and cash in on a new squat PR. The most I've ever back squatted was 730. It took me 2 tries to do that 730 because basically I just completely botched my cues. The whip tossed me forward because this SSB is a bit whippy. So I failed the first time, didn't really try to grind it, just went right back down to the catches because I messed it up. Took all the weights off, loaded them all back on, did it again, and I definitely cut it a bit. Part of that was I should have been smart and not worn sweatpants, because that makes squat depth always look a bit gnarly. But I do think I cut that one. So the heaviest squat I've done on the SSB with depth I'm happy with was the 720. So if everything goes well today, this will be my heaviest back squat with nice clean depth. I think I'm definitely good for more on the SSB. I would love to know what I could do on a straight bar if I could get a goddamn straight bar into a low bar position. because I've always historically been a good bit stronger on low bar squats when compared to squatting on the SSB. I just don't really have the desire to get that mobility back right now because of how much work that would be. So I would love to hit like 725 today, maybe do more tomorrow. As I've gotten my motor patterns more efficient, this high frequency squatting doesn't bang me up too bad. If I have to push it back a couple of days, cash in on some more. I would really love if I hit like a 740, 745. I was messing with Max. I was like, what if I beat your best low bar with SSB? Which I don't think is going to happen, but who knows? Maybe if I actually do rest for more than one day in a row, who knows? I don't think that'll happen. If I get 740 with nice clean depth on an SSB, I feel like that would be pretty good. I'd be happy to roll back into volume on the SSB. I would like to chip my front squat at least one more time before I roll that back into volume. I hit a little 5-pound PR with 535. Stood it up pretty easy, but as always, I'm just having issues with passing out, so that's kind of holding me back there. I would like to secure, it's so bad compared to my back squat that anything I could just keep chipping away at it makes me happy. So if I could hit 740, if I could front squat 740, I'd be a strong fella. If I could hit 540, I'll be happy. I definitely would like to see if I can get 550 done before I roll that one back into volume, which ties back into the plan for the day. So once I do that heavy squat, I'll probably do some light good mornings, just motor patterning stuff. I think I'll probably do about 150 pounds, so nothing that's actually hard work, just because I've been underutilizing the hip hinge mechanic of my back squat. I've been kind of using all quads because I've been doing a lot of front squatting, and just doing some light good mornings as motor patterning work, getting my body used to hinging with the weight up on my back rather than hinging with the weight in my hands like I would with a deadlift, has been good. So that's just kind of some motor patterning stuff. Just been pausing at the bottom, making sure I feel my brace, what just was like hinging with an SSB. Gradually, I'm going to add more and more weight to those, so it'll eventually kind of progress from a motor patterning stimulus into actually a bit of a strength stimulus. Those have been good. I've already kind of noticed some beneficial effects to my squat, just kind of working on that. Same thing right now with like Max's good mornings. He does actually every other week right now, where it's probably not quite heavy enough to be a great strength stimulus yet. It's more just getting him comfortable with the mechanic of hinging, because both Max and I have built up very strong quads through our training and tend to try to squat almost a little bit too upright compared to what we probably should be doing to maximize weight on the bar. After that, I'm continuing a volume phase I'm in for overhead. Think I've got 215 today. Probably going to try to hit like 3 sets of 10 to 12, just put in some volume, nothing crazy there. Those are going well. Because I'm doing strict pressing every other day, I've done a ton of sessions already, even though I've only been doing them for a couple of weeks, and I'm definitely getting the itch to start taking those heavy. I'm like, fuck, I've been doing these higher rep, like leaving reps in the tank sets forever. I want to start doing something heavy. So hopefully soon I'll be adding in some heavy push pressing, and that'll be fun. But we got to finish up this base building phase on the overhead. Anytime I do overhead presses, I like to do a little bit of like upper back, rear delt work. I think I probably have rear delt flies off the cable machine today. I kind of rotate through those just to keep things novel. Do a little triceps anytime I'm pressing overhead. So we got squats, maybe some good mornings, strict presses, rear delts, triceps, and then I think I'm going to do about 635 pounds for a beltless pause deadlift today. Still just trying to acclimate my body to pulling often. Once I'm kind of pulling heavy enough weight from the floor that I can't do it every single day, I'll probably start phasing in some variations like block pulls, which are a little easier on the low back. I'll probably phase in maybe a snatch grip deadlift to limit the load, or eventually, if they're heavy enough, it's very possible that the good mornings will take the spot of deadlifting on one of my training days. So we'll see. It's kind of the plan for the day. Looking forward to it. Also, I'll keep it real brief because I know a bunch of you guys probably don't watch UFC, but god fucking damn am I amped for this card this weekend. This is fucking stacked. I am so excited. I always watch the UFC embedded all week. Fuck, I'm so excited. I am going to get bullied because I'm always wrong. I follow combat sports really seriously, but damn, I am wrong a lot with my picks. I'm going, I think Israel gets it done against Pereira. It would be very exciting. I think it'd be a great storyline if just the same guy who knocked him out in kickboxing came into a different sport and kicked his ass again. That would be like the ultimate story of just like this guy has your number. That fucking sucks. I'm sure we get a rematch. That'd be exciting. I think Izzy probably gets it done because people are like, oh, well, you know, you got these 4-ounce gloves compared to when they fought in kickboxing. What happens when Alex Pereira catches him in 4-ounce gloves? I think the big difference there is that increases the likelihood that Adesanya knocks him out as well, right? So it's like if Adesanya was winning up until he got caught, right? Who's to say that a lot of the shots he landed earlier in 4-ounce gloves wouldn't have been like a fight-ending shot? Don't know. I like Alex Pereira, so I'd be amped if he won. This is one I'm totally fine if I'm wrong. Let's see. I don't think it's a controversial statement. I think Weili is going to murder Carla Esparza. I like Carla. People give her a hard time. Her last fight was boring, but she was the champ like 7 years ago. She's like, the fact that she's even lasted into this modern era of women's MMA is awesome. And I would put more blame on Rose maybe for that fight being a bit of a dud, especially when you're clearly dominating in the striking. You display an ability to get up from when she did get taken down those couple of times. I think that you can maybe be a little bit less hesitant. I like Carla. I don't see this being a competitive fight, especially given Weili was working, I don't know if she still is, but was working with Henry Cejudo for such a long time. I'm assuming her wrestling's come up. Don't think that's a controversial pick. I feel like I'm missing something here. Obviously, we got Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. I guess my gut instinct would be Dustin. I think he's a little bit cleaner in the stand-up. Michael Chandler fights like a entertainer, man. I think Dustin gets it done. I like both of those guys. Be happy to see either of them win. I feel like I'm missing like a major fight that I was just watching the Embedded too. I think let's see. I think Dan Hooker's fighting on this card. God damn, I hope Dan Hooker wins. I feel that guy's recent skid is so sad. I like Dan Hooker. Maybe I'll chime in when I remember what the hell I'm missing because it's important. I remembered and I feel even worse. It's Frankie Edgar's last fight. I'm so sad I forgot that. Well, I fucking hope Frankie Edgar wins. You know, I like to see a legend go out on a high note. I think everybody would like that. Yeah, and then the last of the main event is Dan Hooker. Yeah, so I'm going Dan Hooker. God, I hope he wins. I think that guy's got so much potential to climb back up to the top. I don't know like how much the damage he's taken across his career is showing up, like whether that is why he's on this skid, and it's just going to get worse from here because, you know, when you're in too many wars, like it's a well-known, a well-observed fact that just wears on you. I still think he could climb back into being a top 5 guy. He's just so rangy, got like such a diverse striking skill set. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going Dan Hooker, Frankie Edgar, Weili. I'm going Michael Chandler. That guy is so goddamn explosive. It's sick. And I think the safer bet would be Dustin, but I'm going Michael Chandler anyway, and then Izzy. Because I know if I picked Izzy, Dustin Poirier, and then Weili, I would just have the majority picks that everybody's picking. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit. We're going Michael Chandler. He gets it done. See you at the top, baby. All right, I'm not feeling too hot, but not quite recovered yet. Kind of what you get when you refuse to take more than one day to rest up. But we're gonna see if we can scrap it out anyway.